So, apparently, right? People are mad at Iris for using ChatGPT. You heard that, right? People are mad at the Hololive VTuber for using ChatGPT. I am not kidding. That is absolutely insane. Fans, quote unquote, are trying to cancel this popular VTuber, and you won't believe why. By ref says desu. We're gonna look at this. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm still banned from streaming. I appreciate a little bit you can do. And yeah, we're gonna look at this. It's like the AI panic is still existing. It's crazy. The AI panic is still a thing. We're gonna look at this.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So what I'm going to cover in today's video can only be described as a Twitter moment where people's feigned outrage over the use of AI has been used as a vehicle to not only harass and dogpile.
Do these people know that they're using Twitter, a platform that has AI integrated into it, and a platform that uses AI to begin with, and Grok and the man that is the platform that is owned by the man that created an AI, right? Grok, right? Right? Do they know this? Do they know this? Do they know that they use YouTube, a platform that is very much using AI? Do they know that they're using Google, a platform that's using AI? Do they know that they use TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, WhatsApp, all of these that use AI? See, the problem with the no AI people is that they are selective in outrage, right? They're selective in outrage, right? They care about, like, do not use ChatGPT, but you're gonna use Twitter, you're gonna use YouTube, you're gonna use Google, any other browser, right? You're gonna use that. You're gonna use even like streaming platforms use AI to determine what you would like. It's like interesting.
Real people, but even getting to the point of threatening people for using programs like ChatGPT. Today we're going to be looking at the popular VTuber Iris, who's been under a harassment campaign over the past couple of days because she posted a screenshot of her conversation with ChatGPT as an attempt at showing a funny interaction with her in the AI software. Yeah, people on Twitter were very, very upset to the point of threatening her. That's how far gone people are on social media, to the point where even Dexerto is making articles about the situation. So before we jump into everything, here's some context. So the VTuber in question is a popular Hololive VTuber by the name of Iris. She's been with the agency for many years, and recently she has been sick. So I guess she was asking ChatGPT some questions about her illness. We don't know the full context, but that's kind of the basic context. And in this now deleted tweet, she said this: "My first try at being mean to ChatGPT to see how it responds, and then feeling extremely bad about it right after, so I backpedaled." Where Iris begins by saying, "I am done with you." And then the AI says, "All right, if you ever need help again, you can come back anytime. Take care." And she folds and says, "Sorry, I didn't mean that." And the AI says, "No worries at all, smiley face. You don't need to apologize. Being sick/uncomfortable can make anyone frustrated. We're good. If you still want help with the cold or anything else, just tell me where you're at symptom-wise now, and we'll continue." So she tried being rude to ChatGPT and got this response and felt bad about it, and then apologized to the AI software, which is very funny, right? Also, there's a big conversation on social media right now about whether or not you should be polite to AI chatbots, which I think is becoming like the modern day equivalent of the shopping cart scenario. It's like, will you put back the shopping cart when nobody's looking? I think it's a very important scenario in terms of.
I mean, I mean, I catch myself saying thank you. So I guess when I quickly need something, I just can just ask AI for me to look for it. But yeah, that's very interesting. See, that's very interesting. Okay, and that's what got people riled up. That is all. That is fucking it. That's what got people mad. You can't. There must be more to it, right? That can't be all of it.
How you handle yourself in a situation like that. It's not quite one to one in terms of a comparison, but this is a conversation that's something for another day, but I'm just pointing that out. But of course, this wholesome interaction here and this clear joke, she's trying to have fun with this, was not received well by the most annoying people on social media who are having full on crash outs because they discovered their favorite VTuber, or a VTuber they pretend to like, is using AI. Yes, the high crime.
That is really all? That is all? That's what people mad? That's what people mad at Iris for? What the heck, dude? The mentally ill people. The mentally ill people are striking again. Help.
Of using ChatGPT. These anti AI people, especially on Twitter, have become so insufferable that any decent point they might have about AI is completely ignored because the people making these points either do so inefficiently or so annoyingly, people just don't want anything to do with them. They are basically the current version of Just Stop Oil, right? They're the Twitter equivalent.
Just stop oil. Fr- uh, Fridays for Future, that kind of stuff. Uh, uh Extinction Rebellion.
Where their cause might have some good points here and there, but the execution and the people doing it are so annoying and so unlikable. People are almost rooting against their cause to the point where you start thinking, is this a psyop or something? But as you can see, her original post was deleted after she was harassed by hundreds of users. You can see some more mundane replies that are still up at this point saying, "You're so cooked, Iris." This person saying, "Why are you using AI?" Which is a screenshot because a lot of the people have since deleted their replies out of shame.
Why are you using an AI on a platform that uses AI? Are these people stupid? They must be. You are on a platform that uses AI. You are supporting AI by commenting on Twitter.
Because people saw just how unhinged all these people are about the use of AI by this VTuber. Here's another one saying, "We know you meant no harm, but please avoid using AI," with a frowny face. This person says, "Please don't ask ChatGPT for health advice. It has no idea what it's saying and frequently hallucinates information, and it doesn't have feelings either. Treating AI models like this is how people develop emotional attachment to it, which is worrying." Ah, yes, ladies and gentlemen, people are now claiming her behavior of talking to ChatGPT and trying to be polite to it is now a
It's concerning and worrying, and she's obviously gonna fall in love with Chad, the GPT. Chad, yes. Because remember, once they upgraded to ChatGPT 5, it started being a boyfriend to a lot of like my boyfriend is AI girlies. If you remember that. All knowledge.
concerning behavior where emotions are getting out of whack. Well, here's some examples of people getting their emotions out of whack about AI. Not how they interact with it, but rather how they interact with people who use it. So here's just a small sample of posts going crazy over Iris, quoting her while the tweet was still up, saying, "Horrible to see someone I enjoyed mingle with generative AI. Disgusting, even." This person
It's just a robot, dude. It's just a robot. It's a clanker. It ain't that deep, but like, come on. I hope this person never Googles anything, because anytime you Google something, AI is gonna be the one responding first right now. So, I have a question, big guy.
saying, "Y'all gotta be meaner to VTubers. Tell her to cut this gay stuff out." So the very wholesome and inclusive people are calling her disgusting and telling her that she needs to be basically bullied into getting rid of this pattern of behavior. But this is where it gets really unhinged, ladies and gentlemen. This person made a post with 1,000 likes, by the way, saying,
Yeah, we gotta get rid of these people. That there's no coexistence with these people. You cannot coexist. What the fuck is what is this person saying? Who do you want to? Yeah, if I were her alive, I'd sue this person. I'll be real.
When we finally start the final war against AI and we have to off Iris. Now, notice how they censored this word that YouTube doesn't really like for me to say, but they also censored her name. That is common amongst the terminally online, especially in VTubing circles, especially with the big agencies. They censor names because they don't want any sort of dialogue from people who might disagree, who are supporters of Iris. Also, like Iris, like you're afraid of her fans. They seem 1,000 times more reasonable, basically by default, than anyone like this. So I don't know why this person is so afraid of.
There's gotta be bot likes because 1,000 people there's 1,000 people out there who agree with the statement to take somebody's life over the use of AI. There's gotta be botted. This has to be botted. 11 replies, 1,000 likes. This has to be botted.
Showing off their totally normal behavior. But of course, this person is basically low-key threatening Iris because of her use of ChatGPT. Now, at this point, I think we can all agree the only reasonable response here is to ask Grok and its AI system whether or not this is sane behavior from this poster. So let's ask, if a user threatens the life of a VTuber for their use of ChatGPT, does that make them mentally mentally unstable?
I know what you try to do here. Sure, buddy. Sure. Yes, it does, to answer your question.
Let's see. Oh, okay. So AI is telling me yes, threatening to off someone over their use of ChatGPT or any AI tool is strong evidence of a serious mental instability. Wow, thank you, Grok, for providing that information. And it looks like this individual has gone straight to Arkham Asylum, where they might belong at this point because they're quite unhinged. They have deleted their tweet and privated their account. They are in hiding after their complete crash out over Iris talking to ChatGPT. Now, there's a whole nother angle here where people are trying to basically shame Iris, basically claiming that she is contributing to the harm of the environment. This person saying, times are tough and we want to use any resource that comes our way. But it's been proven that AI harm.
Yeah, but it doesn't. That's the thing. Man, these people are so mentally ill. It's crazy.
Harms all of us in the long run. It's hard. You sometimes have to go against your own emotions to do what's right. I hope you sought a doctor for proper care. So they're basically trying to make her sound like she's stupid.
They basically, by the way, it's a Yuri account, so this doesn't surprise me, but they're making it seem like she's mentally ill, which is crazy. They're really trying to make her seem like she's some form of mental illness. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm pretty convinced these people do not watch Iris. I am convinced.
For using ChatGPT to talk about a cold or possible symptoms or something like that, while also trying to shame her, claiming that AI is harming everyone in the long run and that she's acting on her own emotions and not doing what's right in the scenario as a consequence of what this individual is saying. But we're going to see a lot of that. This person said, please stop using AI. It hurts the environment and steals from hardworking artists. Don't take my word for it.
The prompts, by the way. See, it hurts the environment. Do you know that a single beef patty basically is like 400 prompts? Like 400 generated pictures or something like that. I watched the video. It was like a lot. And even if like even you could make even a few short AI videos with that and still not reach the amount that it needs for a single beef patty. It gets worse because if it's just text prompts, you need millions. You need like a lot, not millions maybe, but like you need a lot to get close to like what a beef patty needs, let alone a full burger. These people are weird.
Ask your artist friends, and they will tell you the same. Oh, this individual right here speaks on behalf of all artists and is the one asking Iris to do something. Like this person saying, oh, you better listen to me and go ask your artist friends. I know what they're going to say. This person's totally not a narcissist, by the way. Here's another series of deleted posts where eventually this individual says, I believe sentiment towards AI usage is very, very different in Japan and at companies like CoverCore, which is the company that owns Hololive. And a lot of people are just completely unaware of the harm and damage that AI has caused our economy and planet. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we've shifted into the narrative here that people in Japan just don't appreciate the damage that AI is doing to the economy and the planet. Basically acting like they're too stupid to see all.
Wait. This has like either they're saying that Japan doesn't get it, or either that Japan does get it. It's like I don't know. I think they're basically just trying to say that the Japan does not understand the damage AI is causing, painting like the Japanese is like stupid or anything.
All of the damage this tool is causing. Iris using ChatGPT is just a reflection of her inability to see the greater picture that us enlightened individuals on the western side of Twitter have long since understood. Here's another one where someone says,
A
Iris,
enlightened Twitter user. Iris, please don't use ChatGPT even for memes. Who cares? True.
please don't use ChatGPT even for memes. Oh, yeah, shiver me timbers. You better listen to this individual. Where someone says, who cares? And that poster says, anyone with a semblance of intelligence that also cares about not destroying the environment and supporting unsustainable technological advancements that ruin our planet. Oh man, this is the most Reddit coded post. If you have a semblance of intelligence, you have to have a very.
Does this person live in the US? Does this person know that a large portion of the energy that comes from the US is from coal, which produces significantly more um CO2 and actually does damage? Because remember, the water that's used doesn't disappear, right? It's used. The water is not gone, right? It's still there. The water isn't gone.
High IQ to understand the subtle intricacies of the humor behind Rick and Morty. Wubba lubba dub dub, am I right? Yeah, that's the kind of energy I'm getting from this one as well. Here is a very funny post. This is really the entire situation in a nutshell. This person says, thanks for vaporating liters slash gallons of water for a funny chat GPT moment, Iris. That sure gives me a chuckle. Keep up wasting Earth's resources for these epic memes. Haha, we love to see those.
This person has no idea. This person has no idea how AI works. Zero. None. This person has no idea. This person is literally continuing to perpetuate the lie that AI is so damaging for the environment that it takes liters and gallons of water for a text prompt, by the way, which barely does anything. It's like 0 point something of a liter. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like really, really low. It's not all that much. I think Radal made a video about it, and yeah, he literally like absolutely destroyed this, which is funny. But the anti-AI bros are the reason why AI is winning. Remember, these people are at fault that their so-called artists are gonna run out of a job because who wants to deal with this? Who wants to deal with this? Nobody wants to deal with this. Nobody wants to have like Skippy over here sitting in his ear saying how terrible of a person you are because You use ChatGPT to ask AI something instead of Google, which uses AI too. Again, these people don't understand.
Someone says you're a effing regard, and that poster says, yo, tagging Iris, your fans are using slurs and are too afraid to keep you tagged. And that's the fan base you cultivated. Hope you're proud of this one. You can see the moral grandstanding here where they're harassing someone over a screenshot of a ChatGPT question, but then they're trying to shame the same person for someone calling them a regard on Twitter as a response. Yeah, that's, I guess, guilt by association and trying to say that Iris is responsible for the actions of anyone on social media who dares to disagree with this incredibly dramatic rhetoric right here. And of course, Curry Renji here shares a very interesting interaction that says, with fans like Niji Sisters, who even needs haters? So, Niji Sisters is a name for the particularly deranged fans of another VTuber agency called Niji San.
Niji Sanji, who essentially is at this point just like, um, who's essentially just like a lost cause at this point. At least the end branch is kind of hilarious. Like they're bleeding numbers. It's kind of funny.
Sanji, if you know that agency, they have a very checkered history, but their fans are also quite unhinged. Where someone is now using this as a vehicle to harass people at Niji Sanji. So this person says, I think there are some livers in Niji Sanji EN, meaning the Niji Sanji English branch of the agency, who should also be made fun of for using ChatGPT too. But if I speak, the person who comes to mind is my Oshi2, my favorite VTuber. But God, I cringe so much when his Zatsus turn to him playing with ChatGPT or even using it in roleplay. Ooh. Yeah, with fans like this, who needs enemies, right? Where your own fans, even people who claim this VTuber is their
Imagine your own people, like the people that watch you dislike you and think you're cringe. Amazing. Wonderful. Wonderful.
favorite VTuber, they're the ones trying to use a situation at a different company as a vehicle to harass their own favorite content creators. And again, they use a rainbow for Niji Sanji instead of actually typing Niji Sanji because they're afraid of attracting anyone who's going to say anything negative to them. But we know the ultimate fates of Iris's main tweet. She would delete it. And just like anything else, does deleting a tweet help anything? No, it just makes it worse.
Nope. It just makes it worse. It now, Streisand effect. The more you try to hide it, the more light is going to be shine on it. And, well, that's the case with most things that are drama. See, again, if you wait 2 weeks, it's gone. If you delete it or respond to it and bring it up the entire time, you're going to be punished for a longer time. So they should have just let it up. They should have just let it up. Like most situations, just let it up. It's going to be gone after a while. Just let it up.
In many regards, and that's what happened. Where again, some Niji sisters used this as an opportunity to celebrate her deleting the tweet and even going as far as to say that she is performing the crime of an ick and also attracting a bunch of bad actors. So here's a series of interactions. This person says, nah, why'd she post about using ChatGPT? That just gave me a massive ick with 4,000 likes. And this person says in response, I love Iris to death, but yeah, man, it sucks so much. I know it's not like she's generating images / using it for artistic purposes, but that doesn't diminish the harm it perpetuates. I hope.
So, right? So, let's say, right? What to do against a cold? YouTube will immediately give me an Google will immediately give me an AI response. What are you fighting, you dumbass? What's going on? It literally will give me an AI response immediately. She could have just Googled it and she would have still. You are stupid. You're dumb. All your brain cells are currently colliding with each other.
Hope she'll learn and stop using it, but I don't know, man. Not getting my hopes up. Where in response, that same user says, she deleted the tweet! Yay! This person is celebrating someone being bullied into deleting a tweet because they dared to interact with ChatGPT. Make it make sense. These are the good guys, by the way. And eventually, Elira's I will always love you, what if I cry? Interesting. This person says, congrats, Iris. You've somehow attracted a bunch of ChatGPT in that tweet. I wonder how or if this will impact artists' decisions to work again with you or not. Grim, considering how many Hololive fans.
Buddy, they have the artists. They have the artists. You think they don't have their artists? They're essentially just employed. You think they don't have that? Shut up.
Are hardworking artists who are fighting to protect their work. If you're an artist and you feel threatened by Iris or any VTuber for that matter using ChatGPT, you were
Chat, by the way, just chatting, not generating, just chatting. That should probably, as an artist, tell you that whether AI would be there or not, you're not making it.
never gonna make it anyways. You are never gonna make it anyways. Like, if you're that unhinged about the use of AI, I'm sure that you do not have the capacity to even produce art on any sort of a consistent or high quality basis that would earn you some sort of a deal or relationship with Hololive talent. So I don't know why we would even be worried about this sort of a person, this genre of human being. But anyways, eventually Iris would apologize with the replies locked, saying, it seems that there are people who were offended, disappointed, or concerned after reading my previous tweets. That was never my intention. I sincerely apologize and have deleted the tweet. And this got a lot of views, a lot of traction, 3 million views, 21,000 likes, 1,100 bookmarks. A lot of people were responding in the quotes as well. But this time, seeing the overall narrative, people saw the unhinged replies we've already looked at, and they're saying, well, you know what, you did nothing wrong, and we're going to stick by you and support you. People saying stuff like this with 5,000 likes. She didn't even do anything wrong. All she did was talk to ChatGPT.
Which is true. She just talk. Nothing else. Just talk. Just talk. Just talk. Just talk. Just chat. Even if she didn't. If she Googled what she could do against the cold, Google would still give me the exact, it would give me an AI overview. So, like, I'm sorry, but you're never getting rid of this.
Another one saying, some people are doing too much, man. Her tweet was not that deep. No need for her to apologize over this. 6,000 likes. Here's another one saying, I can't believe you guys made her apologize over nothing. I'm going to make 2 ChatGPTs talk to each other 24/7 out of spite now. Excellent response to this situation, if you ask me. Here's another one saying, if y'all get mad over Iris using ChatGPT, then y'all should be mad at Bibu for messing with tongue sahur. I am so angry at myself for knowing what that's referring to. Absolute brain-rotted slop content. I'm very ashamed. I know what that is. Please forgive me, everyone watching this video. But someone would respond saying, bro, everyone
tung sahua. Well, that makes sense. That is, I'm also aware of what that is. I'm also aware of what that is.
was mad at her even though she didn't use AI meme. As pointed out here, who is everyone? No one was mad about that. But people got selectively angry.
Well, just the mentally ill.
At Iris, they singled her out and she became this lightning rod for the most annoying people who use the use of AI as a reason to harass people, right? But this one also says, sometimes it feels like Hololive Twitter is just like this. And I would just say Twitter in general, right? Where someone's making like an edgy meme here, right? And this person's like, oh, what the F? What the F is wrong with you? That's not funny at all. Oh, I need to leave right now. I can't handle this. That's really the constitution, the vertebrae of the people who are freaking out over this sort of a thing. But like I said, eventually Dexerto would make an article about this situation. And the fact that they get in, I mean,
Did you hear that? Did something just vibrate in the background? On Ref's video? Or am I just stupid? It sounded like a phone vibrating. Regardless, yeah, obviously Exerter made a tweet that we saw.
typically it only makes it worse, right? Like they're bringing more normies into the situation.
Yeah, every single time I think the Exerter's doing this on purpose. Every single time they do anything, and post it, it just makes the situation worse. I think we need to stop the Exerter. They're evil out there. They're doing this on purpose.
And you end up with replies like this saying, respect owning up and addressing fans with genuine honesty. No, we're not doing this here. She was literally bullied into
The reply's probably an OnlyFans girl. Usually.
making an apology. Like, there was nothing reasonable about this entire situation. It's sad. It's sad she had to say something about this because people were being so truly unhinged. And you can see from more quotes and replies regarding the Dexerto article, this is what we're dealing with here, okay? Can't we have the middle ground of educating people on why not to use AI without bullying them out of it? I am vehemently against AI, and I was disappointed when I saw the tweet, but I'm not going to attack her. That being said, it's not excusable for her to use AI just because she's not generating art or because she's your favorite. We can still hold our favorites accountable.
You are mentally ill. You are mentally ill. You're using Twitter. Again, you're using Twitter.
And someone said, hold your favorite accountable then, referring to Kiara, who recently messed around with AI on a stream, where the original poster of this thread says she's being publicly against AI and she hasn't posted anything about chat recently. And another user says, what, so you're fine with her using AI because she hasn't posted about it? She only did a full YouTube stream using it. And the original poster says, I'm not fine with her using AI. If she posts anything now, I would definitely tell her not to use it. I can't do anything about what she did in the past. I can only hope she educated herself. Oh my gosh, these self-important maniacs on Twitter telling people to educate themselves and that they can't change anything that's happened in the past. We're acting like she got into like an accident, like in like someone died or something. We're talking about using AI in a stream. And then someone said she did nothing wrong. AI isn't the future. It's literally destroying the world. Bro, stop using electricity. It's destroying the world. And this person says, AI data centers need water to constantly cool down the GPUs. That's what's bad for the environment.
But so are burgers, you idiot. So are burgers. So are burgers.
And then they say, you mean water that they recycle over and over again? You know nothing about what you criticize. The original poster says, you mean water they take away from people who need it? Oh boy. They say, you're regarded. I really hope you don't live anywhere where your vote counts in political elections. The original poster says, my brother, I know you're white behind that Japanese username talking about my votes. Oh, whoa. We went from
Did you just assume somebody's race? Or ethnicity?
shaming people over AI to racism. Interesting how that works. I'm not surprised at all. Someone else says, how about you don't feel the need to educate her in the first place, freak? The original poster says, I didn't even comment on the original post. Oh, well, that makes it better. This person says, go after yourself, and they say, you wish. Yeah, that's basically what's going on here. That was all a reaction to Iris simply saying, here's a funny interaction and a screenshot of me talking to ChatGPT. That's it. But before we go, ladies and gentlemen, I want to point out that I uploaded another Patreon exclusive, this time talking about the grifting epidemic in the VTubing scene, what it means to grift according to these totally sane individuals. I just kind of talk about that pretty openly. And if you want to check that out or other exclusives I have on Patreon, make sure to check that out. I did a whole revamp about 2 months ago on my Patreon, so there's some new content on there that's exclusive and definitely helps out me and the channel if you support me there. So I'll put a link to that in the pinned comment and the description if you want to check out this video or anything else. But that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share.
So to summarize, okay, to just fully summarize, these people are so mentally ill they harassed Iris for using ChatGPT while doing it on Twitter, supporting Elon Musk and therefore Grok. They're using Google likely, they're using YouTube, they're using everything else. But there is where they draw the line. These people are hypocrites and mentally ill. There's not much to say about this. I think it's very clear at this point. You can't. I wouldn't even attempt to satisfy these people anymore. You can't. Just tell them to f off at this point. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please consider liking, subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.